Good morning. Let's have a look at the top lines in the finance world first. Income Tax Department zeroes in on 9 lakh high-value spenders and plans to confront them with the database of their transactions to persuade them to avail the income disclosure scheme. In the first tranche, CBDT to send out letters in 1 lakh cases where the money spent is at least 1 crore each a year. National Highways Authority of India strikes a deal with State Bank of India and others for fresh fund infusion into 3 projects that cross Bihar, Maharashtra, Goa and West Bengal. Under the arrangement, government would put in about 1,100 crore rupees, while banks would put in upwards of 200 crore rupees and promoters of 3 projects would give around 100 crore rupees. SEBI proposes relaxed norms for real estate investment trusts and allows these trusts to invest more in under-construction assets. SEBI also proposed the removal of restrictions on these trusts relating to investment in special purpose vehicle structures, while norms relating to related party transactions would also be eased. India will double the target for energy to be generated from solar parks by 2020. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is keen to set up solar park projects with a cumulative capacity of 20,000 megawatts, in addition to the already launched such program of 20,000 megawatts in 2014. Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramanian says India is an underperformer given despite the level of its political institutions. Adding that an over 8% growth was easily doable for India in medium term, CEA said it is difficult for India to implement big bang economic reforms when the country is not facing any serious economic crisis. Those were the top lines. And moving on to the global markets, to begin with the United States markets, where the US stocks closed at an all-time highs yesterday as Bank of America's quarterly results helped investor confidence going into earnings season. Dow extended its winning streak to 7 days with a 5th straight day of record closes. On the other side, S&P 500 also ended up about 0.25% at a record high, led by information technology and consumer discretionary sectors. In fact, Nasdaq Composite ended 0.52% higher for its highest close of this year. Moving on to the European markets. The European markets got off to a positive start, but finished mostly mixed yesterday. The positive sentiment in the markets reversed after Bank of England policymaker Martin Weil said there is little urgency to cut interest rates, so we can see this sort of mixed results. In fact, German DAX was down by almost 4 points. Moving on to the Asian markets, the Asian shares edged slightly lower in the early trade today as a downturn in crude oil curbs the enthusiasm from fresh record highs of Wall Street. So we can see Hang Seng, Kospi and Shanghai Composite down there. And the Kospi and Shanghai Composite pretty much on a flat note, we can say, though on the red territory. Indian markets yesterday, the benchmark stock index dropped from a 11-month high after the nation's largest telecom companies cut tariffs and quarterly earnings from the biggest consumer company disappointed the investors. In fact, the domestic equity indices remained cautiously positive amid the kickstart of the monsoon session of Parliament. But then there are hopes about crucial bills to be passed in the Parliament that will be driving the Indian markets in the coming days as well. That's all in the finance world.